What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a start of a new series called Marvel Mondays. So this is the Marvel version of the DC podcast that I do. So in this series called Marvel Mondays, we are going to be talking about everything that happened in the week for Marvel. So this includes video games, the MCU, a lot of talk about the MCU. Whatever happens with Avengers Doomsday during the week. Whatever happens with Avengers Secret Wars. Some comic book stuff, right? Anything Marvel is game for this series, right? For this podcast. And why I'm deciding to do this. You guys know I'm a massive superhero fan. I made superheroes a pillar of the channel for a reason, right? Like one of the 5 pillars of the channel for a reason, right? And I'm like, I have a great DC podcast that you guys really enjoy that I do every Sunday. So I'm like, why don't I do a Marvel one? So that's why I'm starting this series today, and videos will be posted of this series every single Monday. And you can look at this series as like a me talking about everything that happened for Marvel during the week. But as I say with my DC podcast, I will still be doing videos on Marvel stuff during the week as well. So you can look at this as like a news recap / bonus items that I decide to throw in there. In the podcast for things, alright? So, yeah. And so let's get started. I have like 4 different topics today, or 4 or 5 different topics. So let's get started. And I hope you guys enjoy this podcast as much as you enjoy the DC one. So, yeah. So we're gonna start off with Kirby Howell-Batiste being rumored to play Storm in the MCU. So, Marvel, for those of y'all that don't know, Marvel's already working on their X-Men movie, or their start of their mutant saga, which is what we all think the next saga after Secret Wars ends and the MCU gets soft rebooted. That's what we think the next saga is going to be called. That's what we think phases 7, 8, and 9 are going to be called of the MCU, the Mutant Saga. So, and Marvel's probably already like looking at casting their own version of the own versions of X-Men, right? Which I'm as excited as anybody else to get like hopefully Hugh Jackman back one more time or 2 more times in Secret Wars and Doomsday. I'm very excited that we get James Marsden back as Cyclops. I'm very excited that we get Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart back for these Avengers movies. But I'm also very excited to see what the MCU will do with their own version of the X-Men. So yeah, Kirby Howell-Batiste, and I hope I'm saying that name right, is rumored to play Storm in the MCU. Now, I haven't personally seen her in anything, but I will be watching her in something. I will be watching her as a voice performer in something. Splinter Cell Death Watch, which is one of my favorite. Splinter Cell is one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. It's an Ubisoft franchise where you play as Sam Fisher. I'm assuming most of you guys know what Splinter Cell is, right? Splinter Cell has a Netflix show coming out tomorrow, I believe, and I will be watching that, and Kirby Howell-Batiste is in that. So that will be my first exposure to her acting and stuff like that. And from the trailer that I just watched, because I thought it came out today, from the trailer that I just watched, yeah, she can play Storm. Like I'm not gonna judge her just based off the trailer, but like if the whole series is like that, uh, and her character, because she's playing a new character but hasn't been in the Splinter Cell universe before, is has elements of Storm, I think she could do a great job of it, right? Would she be my top choice to play Storm? No. You want to know who my top choice will be? And I don't know what Marvel's doing with the X-Men. If they're going like super young X-Men or like X-Men that have been around for a while and you're going to have a mix of like new mutants and older mutants and stuff like that. Um, I want Cynthia Erivo as Storm. I think that would be a great casting, in my personal opinion. I want Cynthia Erivo as Storm. Now, I'm assuming most of y'all know who Cynthia Erivo is, but if you don't, she's from the Wicked movies. She's also played Aretha Franklin. She's played Harriet Tubman. She's played a lot of historical figures, but she's also played her biggest thing is the Wicked movies with Ariana Grande. So yeah, I think she would be my top choice for Storm. Cynthia Erivo would, but Kirby Howell Batiste is one of the fan favorites apparently for who people want to play Storm. I haven't personally seen her in anything yet. Again, I'm going to be watching Splinter Cell Death Watch tomorrow, and yes, I will be reviewing that show on this channel, because I also made video games a pillar of this channel, right? And movies and television a pillar of this channel, so I will be reviewing that this week. So once I see that series, and once I see her acting style and what she's capable of, right, and what her voice is capable of, then I will know if she can play Storm or not, in my opinion. So, but for right now, Cynthia Erivo is my top choice to play Storm. So yeah, what do you guys think about Kirby Howell Batiste being rumored to play Storm in the MCU? And do you guys have any Do you guys have any dream castings for who should play Storm in the MCU? And yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast so far. And yeah, topic number 2. Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. did an interview, and Robert Downey Jr. asked Tom Holland about his career, like in the future. And obviously, Tom Holland is filming Spider-Man Brand New Day right now, and he said he loves working with the director, who's Dustin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. He said, but here's the interesting thing that he said. He said, I cannot wait for people to see the new characters that we introduce in this movie to the MCU. So, some actors, we just have cast, like, we know that some actors are in the movie, but we don't know what characters they're playing. The two I'm referring to in this scenario are, we know Sadie Sink's in the movie. You guys should all know who Sadie Sink is. If you want to see me review Stranger Things and stuff like that, go to my country channel. That's where I'm reviewing Stranger Things. But yeah, Sadie Sink's in the movie, and the guy from, or one of the people from Severance is also in Spider-Man Brand New Day as well. So who do I think Sadie Sink has been playing, or is playing? I've always said this, even before I made superhero content a pillar of this channel. I've said it before in videos. I want Sadie Sink for Jean Grey. Like, and not just because she has red hair. I think she would be a great Jean Grey. And like, here's where I don't know about Marvel's age for the X-Men or the X-Men that they're doing, right? Like, Sadie Sink is my age, 23, I think, or a little bit younger than me. So I would love to see her as Storm. I mean, as not Storm, as Jean Grey, and I would love to see her as Jean Grey for the next 2 decades. Because that's how, like, if you cast people in their early 20s, they could play it for 2 decades, right? The only three actors that I think have to be a bit older in this reboot, if they decide to go with younger X Men, are Professor Charles Xavier, Magneto, and Logan Wolverine, right, and stuff like that. So yeah, um, so yeah, and then who do I think? Who do I think the guy from Severance is playing? Even though I want Coleman Domingo as Green Goblin because he does such a good job on Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, um, I think he could potentially be playing Green Goblin. I mean, Norman Osborn, and then he'll eventually turn into Green Goblin. So yeah, um, what do you guys think about Tom Holland's comments about Spider-Man Brand New Day? And yeah, um, next topic. Jeremy Allen White is in talks to play an MCU role, and it's rumored to be Nova, Richard Rider. And I think it's a great idea. Jeremy Allen White is a great actor, period. He, 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 he's the star of the show The Bear, if you guys have watched that. He's also going to be a character in Mandalorian and Grogu next year. He's also playing Bruce Springsteen in the Bruce Springsteen biopic that comes out at the end of this month. He's also played one of the Van Aaron brothers in what's that movie called? Golden Claw or Iron Claw, sorry, Iron Claw. So yeah, it's an interesting choice for Richard Rider. Like I would envision different actors. I would envision different actors for Richard Rider. Now, if you don't know who the Nova character is, Nova's basically Marvel's version, or the Nova characters are basically Marvel's version of Green Lantern, right? I personally find Green Lanterns more cool than Nova's, but Nova's still a really cool character, right? And there's two versions of Nova, really, right? There's Richard Rider, who's the older one that Jeremy Allen White's being rumored to play, and then there is Sam Alexander, that's more like a Peter Parker type age Nova, and Miss Marvel type age Nova, right? And I think we're gonna get both of these guys in the MCU at some point. Both Richard Rider and Sam Alexander. But who do I think? What do I think about Jeremy Allen White playing Nova? I think it's possible. I don't know if it's Nova for sure. Like as I said, like guys, it's for me it's about like adding talent to a project, and Jeremy Allen White is super talented, right? And stuff like that. All these actors that I've mentioned in this video so far are super talented. So yeah, I think he would do a pretty good job of playing Richard Rider Nova and stuff like that. And yeah, last thing, the Daredevil Born Again season 2 trailer leaked. So we're gonna talk about some of like I personally haven't seen the trailer. I watched Charlie Emergency Awesome's video on it. Shout out to Charlie Emergency Awesome. And I'm gonna break down what he said about the trailer and what my thoughts are. So, So, in the trailer, again, according to Charlie Emergency Awesome, we get Kingpin boxing, right? Boxing is a very important thing to Matt Murdock because his dad was a boxer, right? So, like, and we've seen set images and set photos of Matt and Fisk in Fogwell's gym. So maybe we're getting a Wilson versus Matt boxing match, right? Um, we also see Matt go up against uh, the uh, vigilante task force. We see Matt and Karen back together in this trailer, which gets me very excited, like romantically back together. Um, we see Foggy in this trailer. Now, Foggy, I've said this since season 1 and episode 2. I don't think Foggy's dead. He could be dead, but there's a story in the comics written by Brian Michael Bendis, I think, or Ed Brubaker, where Foggy fakes his death and has to go away like in witness protection for a while, and then he comes back, right? I think that's what they're going to do with this storyline that they're adapting for Daredevil Born Again. But that's just my opinion. And then the biggest thing in the season 2 trailer, Christian Ritter as Jessica Jones is back, and I'm excited. And so I talked about this on Saturday when I did the Comic-Con breakdown video, right? The Comic-Con panel breakdown video. But I love seeing all these characters come back. Like I think gradually we're gonna get Luke Cage back. We're even gonna get Iron Fist back and stuff like that. Because the rumor, and this is a rumor for season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, because we already know it got renewed for season 3. We're gonna tackle the Hand, which gets me very excited. Who fights the Hand? Matt, Wolverine, Iron Fist, right? So, like, those 3 characters are the main people that fight the Hand. I think also Elektra's coming back in season 3. At least that's the rumor. So, I think for this season of season 2, we're getting Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. It would make sense that they come back together because of the comic book history of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. And hopefully, if they do come back together, Marvel gets them to get married, like the comic books. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode 1 of Marvel Mondays. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope you have a great day. God bless you guys, and thank you so much for all your support. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help me out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.